That's right, everybody. We are back in here, and thank you to the Fricashinas. Always killing that song. I love it so much, and it's a fantastic day. And you know why? Because it's a happy Friday, and this is brought to you by Mile High Life, the premier place where you can listen to local Denver, Colorado podcasts. Everybody check it out. See all the content on there. We love all the creators that are joining this movement. So to get this thing started, because you know we have a lot to talk about, first, you know I'm Arthur Raw, and I'm here with John Ekstrom.
What up, baby? How are you? Nice to see you, Art. You looking sexy today.
Thank you. Thank you. And of course, Kevin Batstone.
Good to be back with you guys, man. Episode 2, I'm ready to rock and roll. This is going to be just another terrific week. Let's go.
Thanks for suiting up with me, by the way, guys, because tonight I got some place to be. And so the fact that you raised your game and the fact that we're all here, that's how you inaugurate episode 2. So, Art, God love you. Kevin, you look money, baby.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. I don't have that Italian tie on like you do, but hey, man, I can hang.
Hey, and at least you pronounced it fancy, like Italian.
Feeling nice, looking nice, but this is paradise, all right? This is our lives, and we get to make it what we want. And we can also help save things as well, especially cafes or we can donate to things that actually have meaning. And John, you're actually involved with the Mutiny Information Cafe.
So Mutiny Information Cafe. Earlier this week, they put out an SOS. There's a GoFundMe. They owed like $42,000 in back taxes. And Mutiny, I've been there many times. It's a place for outcasts, misfits, all the sort of people who have no other place to go. It's comics, it's books, they host live events, they host live podcasts, there's coffee there, and they put out the call. So many people responded, more than $15,000 over their $42,000 goal.
Wow. People
came together. It's just an example. So Jim Norris, Matt Megacy, I fucking love this story because it's like, Denver, save independent businesses. And Denver answered the call. I'm proud to be part of the city, and I'm proud of what happened at Mutiny Information Cafe.
Yeah, they're on South Broadway. They barely survived the COVID pandemic, whatever you want to call it. And the owners, Matt
Megacy.
Matt, and he actually had some health issues.
Yeah. So he had a heart attack. The business was on hard times, man. And so the fact that, I mean, like, it's easy to get behind, especially with everything that's gone on. The fact that everyone came together, and I got to give a special shout out right now to Alan Brooks, because Alan Brooks is my homeboy. He's been on my show, I think, 3 times, and he's an awesome creator. He writes the comic, What Did I Miss in the Colorado Sun? He put out the call. He's the one I know, like, that's who I heard it from. And so Denver creators coming together, doing great work.
I think it's tremendous. I mean, it really speaks volume to the city, how people can come together. You know, when there's a time of crisis, a time where there's a great place like this. I've never been to this location, but that just really speaks volume to the city and the way people can come together. I love it.
You got to get down there.
I got to go down for a visit.
Yeah.
I'll tell you another place I got to have a visit before it closes down here in January is the Book Bar.
Yeah,
the Book Bar downtown. I've heard great things about it. You can go get yourself a little bit of vino, read yourself a nice novel. Look, these guys, unfortunately, are going to be closing their doors in January, so that really kind of limits the time that I'm going to be able to get down there for a visit. John, I know you've spent some time there.
Oh, totally, dude. Sunnyside neighborhood. Book Bar is right on that great strip of Tennyson where there's all those great, like, independent businesses, local businesses, good restaurants. Book Bar was just such a cool place to go into where you go, okay, I'm going to browse some titles, and then, oh, look here, I'm going to get a glass of wine or an awesome local beer. I had some of the best beers I ever had. I don't know how they curated it. They had like 3 taps, but it was always some shit I never had.
Why are they closing? Like, what's...
A lot of reasons. So increased labor costs, Denver minimum wage is going up, some pandemic stuff. The publishing industry is really, really weird, too, because like they set their prices, they print them right on the label. So if you're an independent bookstore and you have higher overhead, you can't change what you charge because people see the cost right there on the book jacket. And so a number of things. The owner of the Book Bar, Nicole Sullivan, is staying active. She's got some other businesses she's doing. It's sad that this one's closing, but I mean, I get it based on what she said.
Yeah.
But it sucks, you know? I mean, like so many businesses were victims of the COVID pandemic.
Yes.
And you know, this is just another casualty.
Yeah, another man down. I mean, a place where you can get a glass of wine and read a book. I've certainly never been to something like that, and I'd like to experience it before it's not here.
Yeah, totally. All right, moving right along, because we got Tom's Diner. Tom's Diner is one of my favorite places. I've been there probably more hungover than I've been there in any other state because it's right there on Colfax. It's like classic diner, too. You walk in.
Colfax and what? What's the cross street?
So Colfax, like right by the Fillmore Auditorium.
Okay.
So like right there in Capitol Hill. I want to say it's like Pennsylvania or so.
Okay.
But they went through a big fight over historic designation. So they were going to be a historic site. The owner fought it. They came to a compromise, and now it's getting rebranded. And so got to give a shout-out right now to CityCast Denver because they alerted me to this. There was
Big shout-out.
Yeah, dude.
CityCast.
I read that every single morning. So Peyton Garcia writes that. Paul Caroli and Bree Davies. Like,
Great crew over there.
Just phenomenal product that they're putting out. And so, like, big hat tip to them. But I saw the remodel. It looks awesome. But that brings me to my first question of this episode. When you guys go to a diner, when I'm going to a diner, if I'm not putting pork on a fork, right, with the green chili in the breakfast burrito, I know what I'm getting. What are you guys getting when you go to diners?
It really depends. If I'm hungover, it's going to be very specific. It's going to be more breakfast, huevos rancheros.
Oh yeah,
something really greasy that can soak up that booze from the night before. If it's like lunchtime diner, I'm definitely going with that old school cheeseburger.
Okay, I like both those. Okay, so breakfast choice, I'm definitely going with like the simple breakfast, which is like 2 over medium eggs.
Over medium.
Over medium. I like them a little runny. You know, some hash. And I always like to get the sausage or like the like turkey type of sausage that they have. Like those are all good.
Links or patties?
I love them both.
Links.
I prefer the patties.
Links.
I think
Links?
I like
100% links.
I kind of like patties too, actually, now that I think about it.
And then, of course, you know, you get the Bloody Mary with that. However, for lunch, I got to go with the club sandwich.
Oh, club sandwich. Good call. All right,
Delicious.
So one thing I always order at diners that I never order at any other time is I make sure I get toast with jam.
Ooh.
I don't eat jam or jelly
That's
ever.
dessert. That's dessert.
Normally it's dessert. You're right. But like in the morning, if I'm getting that with some eggs and some hash browns, it's a nice like sweet and tart counterpoint. I don't get it anywhere else except for diners.
But do you eat it with your meal or do you eat it after your meal kind of like a dessert?
No, I incorporate it in.
Yeah.
It's almost like a palate cleanser. Like, you know, if you get like a little bit of sorbet or gelato.
Some sorbet, yeah.
The Italian sorbet.
The sorbet.
Yeah.
Now, are you going white or wheat?
I go rye, actually. Or
rye.
sourdough. No.
Sourdough.
It's sourdough.
Sourdough on the daily, okay? You cannot.
What about
say
pumpernickel? You got to give some love to the pumpernickel.
Pumpernickel is good, man. Pumpernickel's dark.
How does pumpernickel taste?
It's delicious.
It's great, dude.
Which one? It's
First of all,
dark bread.
No,
Yeah, yeah.
if you're getting yourself a Reuben at the diner, which are delicious, if it's done right with the pastrami and sauerkraut, you got to go with the pumpernickel.
Okay.
Yeah. The pumpernickel.
Yes.
Not the pumper dime, not the pumper quarter.
The
pumpernickel.
That's
Right,
correct.
okay. Perfect. All right. Well, Tom's Diner. I can't wait for their relaunch. I'm gonna go check it out.
Super exciting.
I'm
Yeah.
in.
I'll go in there and get me some eggs with a little saucy.
Let's do it.
With not some pumper dime, some pumpernickel.
I want the pump a quarter.
No, you don't.
Who knows what that is, but it's probably fun.
Well, whatever, man. A good country breakfast is good for fall. What else you got for fall, Art?
Man, you know, fall is this is a big thing in Colorado. You know, people want to come from all the rounds, and they come for the leaf peeping, and it is that season in Colorado right now. And as far as this goes, like I've loved my journeys up to the mountains and seeing the aspens. It's absolutely gorgeous. Like if you've never done that, you should do it at least once. However, I don't need to go to the mountains to enjoy the seasons changing. I just enjoy watching the seasons change. And one of my favorite parts is the smell. The smell. It's that cool, crisp air. It's the dying leaves that are so beautiful. So I have a question for you, John. Leaves are dying and they're gorgeous to us. What else on the planet Earth is dying and we think it's beautiful?
Good question. Probably stars. So that's not on this planet, but dying stars tend to emit a bunch of different types of radiation. Makes them gorgeous.
The nova.
This is the time on the show that I'm really excited for, where I reveal myself to have terrible seasonal and holiday opinions.
Okay.
Because I never have given a shit about leaf peeping, ever. My parents are like, let's go up, let's drive around, let's look at the leaves, and I look at them and I go, okay, yeah, that's pretty. Can I go now? Like, I'm done. Like, I'm kind of over it, and so. You're going to find as we do more and more of this show, I'm going to have more terrible opinions like that. I don't begrudge anyone who wants to go do leaf peeping.
Sure.
Go do it. Have fun. Go drive around as long as you want. Just please let me stay home.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, and honestly, like I feel like you're being too hard on yourself because like I'm not into sports really, and like you could not be into leaf peeping. I will always defend you, John, even against yourself. Okay.
You don't need to do that.
I want to.
Let's put it this way. It's
Call of Duty.
It's an unpopular opinion. but I can live with that. I'm okay with that.
I like it. I like it. Kevin, what's your favorite part of the fall?
Well,
The
so
season's changed.
you guys got to remember, I grew up in New England, and this is one of the biggest. We used to call them leaf peepers.
Oh,
right?
shit. The city people come, don't they?
The city people would come up from Boston and Worcester and all the surrounding areas. They'd come up to see our leaves because we had the oranges, the reds, the yellows. It's very beautiful in New England. So I grew up around leaf peepers. When it comes to doing it here in Colorado, I've done it. I grew up around it, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to drive 4.5 hours to Crested Butte, or Krusty Butt, as some of the locals like to call it, to see the yellow colors. I don't need to. But I think it's a terrific way to get outdoors. The temperature is perfect. If that's something that you want to do, after you're done at Tom's Diner, you fill up your belly, you want to go look at the leaves, I think it's terrific.
Well, you know what? Shit, yeah. Get out, explore the state. No matter what your excuse is, exploring the state, there's never a bad reason to do that. I'm with you on that.
Colorado's beautiful.
That's great.
Get outdoors.
Absolutely gorgeous. And, I'm a native, and I love driving, but not that much in the mountains, especially not during the winter. And that's not too far away. But however, there's been something happening with cars in Denver, right?
Yeah, across Colorado.
Something's been going on.
Yeah, I mean, we knew that Denver was kind of an auto theft capital for a long time, and that trend is continuing. In northern Colorado, a report came out, 57 cars stolen during a period earlier this year.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
how long
they
did it
plotted
take
this,
them to do that?
Well, I mean, between a couple months. They plotted this.
Jesus.
They plotted this thing out. I mean, it really feels like Gone in 60 Seconds, right? Boost 50 cars overnight. These guys obviously did it a little bit longer. They had their strategies lined up. They were test driving. They were getting in the zone. They were figuring out how they were going to do this. Unreal. 57 cars, man. Literally.
And so what?
Is Nicolas Cage involved?
They were. He possibly could be. So they were actually targeting car dealerships.
Correct.
Wow.
So
That's crazy.
was it Raymond Calitri?
Raymond Calitri.
Yeah.
I asked for 50 cars, not 49.5.
Metal's cold, ugly. Wood's warm, clean, provided by nature.
Yes. I love that movie.
So do I.
I love Gone in 60 Seconds. But that's what I thought of when I first saw this article. Boosting cars. I remember Nicolas Cage looked at Angelina Jolie. He's like, what do you like better, boosting cars or having sex? She's like, well, boosting cars while having sex.
That's a great answer.
I mean, that's a great answer.
So my favorite part about that movie is it gives me a chance to do one of my favorite things, which is just affect a Eurotrash accent like that guy has. Like the way you said, I asked for 50 cars, not 49.5.
Yeah.
Like just swallowing syllables.
Yeah.
Love that dude. But yeah, this was crazy, dude, because like endless test drive. So they would like get these fake IDs, they would take these cars out and then never return.
They would never come back.
I sold
Wow.
cars. I sold cars for a while.
Yeah, you probably shed some light on that.
You would get some customers that you're like, okay, this one's going to be a hard sell. Like, let's give them the time. And so there were extended test drives where, like, even up to 48 hours, people could, take this vehicle.
2 days?
Yes,
Wow.
it would happen occasionally, but only for the right customer.
Did you ever witness a GTA from the dealership?
I did not.
Okay.
That would be tough.
Crazy stuff, man.
All right.
They're probably hitting the smaller places, I'm sure.
I would agree.
All right.
So-
Should we pivot into some good news?
Yeah, we're gonna pivot. We're gonna turn a corner on that story.
I love it. Okay.
Bring it in, John.
Okay, so my good friend Kirsty Bryan recently released for free her short film Egg Party. She was on my show, so quick
And
plug.
congratulations to her for getting that out there.
Dude, it's amazing.
Yes.
It's won awards at film festivals, one of the best shorts. It's all about infertility, and I can say as someone who went through an infertility journey, 2 years it took us to get ours, and ours had a happy ending. Not everyone gets a happy ending. And so this film is so beautiful, so funny. Like, it makes me weep every time because it's like real subject matter. But it's also just funny. It's got a beautiful visual palette. It's available for free. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to put it in the show notes.
Okay.
You can find the link to view this for free. And by the way, if you're going through any infertility stuff, reach out to us. It's happyfridaydenver@gmail.com. I'll get in touch with you directly. I will put you in touch with some resources. But check out this film because I think this is really cool. Kirsty also, by the way, she's using the publicity she got. She was just on Tales of the Walking Dead, which is an expansion of the Walking Dead franchise. And she had a huge part opposite Terry Crews. Terry Crews is awesome, by the way.
Yeah, to work with him would be so much fun. The energy
She's
that man
killer.
has.
And so we talked about that. It was on John of All Trades this week, so johnofalltrades.us.
Check that out, everyone.
Wanted to shout that out because Kirsty is born in Golden, Colorado. She's been my friend for 20-plus years now. So thanks for the space to do that, guys.
Yeah,
absolutely.
No, big congratulations.
Yeah, how long has this film been available? Is it just hitting the big screen?
It was doing the festival run, but she goes, you know what? Fuck it. With the overturn of Roe versus Wade, she goes, we need to talk about reproductive rights. We need to talk about the impact that's going to have on women. And so she wants to make it available for free.
Excellent.
And so that came out last week.
That's terrific. I look forward to checking that out. Like you said, it's in the show notes down below.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, everybody, I mean, support local people and definitely check out the John of All Trades podcast. We love what you do over there, and it's been super solid. However, what's happening right now, and it's kicking off, Saturday Night Live kicks off the 48th season this weekend.
Oh, talk about an institution.
Yeah, so I mean, that's happening. Look, one of my favorite skits from Saturday Night Live has to be the cowbell, Will Ferrell.
Oh, yeah.
Like
iconic.
That one comes to mind really quickly. I mean, so many classics.
Yeah.
What's one of yours, Kev? What's one of your favorites?
I love Saturday Night Live. I used to look forward to it. You know, Saturdays would come around. A lot of people were like, "Oh, I don't want to watch that." I loved it. I mean, Jimmy Fallon, Will Ferrell, some of the greats came from SNL. Definitely the Will Ferrell days were some of my favorites.
Yeah.
The cowbell was fantastic. Night at the Roxbury was obviously really good going back. I really liked all of them. I like when Will Ferrell was playing President Bush. That was one of my favorite moments.
He did a good Bush.
He did a very good Bush.
Yeah.
There's been some good moments on SNL.
Yeah, 100%. All right, so I'm a little bit older than you guys.
Just a smidget.
So when I was 10, I used to stay up and watch that, and then following that was American Gladiators. So it was an unbelievable block, but I wasn't going to bed until like 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm 10 years old. Like, I don't know why my parents let me get away with that. But, okay, some under-the-radar ones. Steve Buscemi was host in, like, 1998 or something. And he has this insane job interview sketch that me and my friends quote constantly. It's, like, weird anti-comedy. It's very low-key. It's him and Chris Kattan. One of my favorite sketches. If you're listening to this and you know it, you're silently, like, going, yes, thank God, someone else saw this.
That's the one.
You know what just dawned on me, actually? My favorite SNL moment? How could I miss this? I'm a NASCAR guy, Jeff Gordon. My favorite NASCAR driver ever hosted it, and he did this whole skit shitting on Olin Mills Photography, which my father worked for years.
Your dad worked for Olin Mills?
For many years before it went to Life Touch. And Jeff Gordon was just completely shitting on Olin Mills Photography. It was hilarious. Sorry, Dad, but it was great.
One other shout for SNL. So an iconic sketch from SNL is Wayne's World, right? So I had one of my friends. He listened to the debut show. Shout out to my buddy Jason. He listened to the theme song by the Fricashinas, and he goes, "I think Kev's drinking again." I think we'll talk about that in a later segment. But he said that Fricashinas song reminded him of the Wayne's World theme. And I go, oh, yeah, like Wayne's World, party time, excellent. So it's kind of like, it's very simple, but it's like big, like huge, distorted guitar riff. That's us, man. And so I go, man, how fucking flattering.
No, but that's how that movie started. It started as a skit, and then it turned into a whole franchise.
Yeah, so yeah, it was a sketch. Mike Myers wrote it about his time growing up in Toronto. Dana Carvey, they did it on SNL, and it's probably to this day still the most successful SNL film.
Wow.
Is it really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, Wayne's World's fantastic, but I didn't realize that was the #1 grossing show from SNL. There's been, like I said, there's so many great talents that came from that program and that continue to yield success.
Yeah.
A ton of celebrities. I mean, you know, it's been a catalyst for many people's careers. I'm going to pivot here a little bit. You know, unfortunately today, one of the hip-hop greats, Coolio.
Well, on Wednesday.
Oh, that happened on Wednesday. Okay, I received the news today on Thursday. So on the 27th.
Today's Friday, Art.
Well, today, either way. On the 27th, all right, the man, you know, he's no longer with us.
Yeah.
It was like cardiac arrest, something like that. 59 years old. I mean,
yeah.
What a classic. All these classics.
He was a legend, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, the story I read, he was at his buddy's house. He said, I have to use the restroom. He never returned.
Yeah.
You know, just found him face down.
Dude, just like that.
Yeah.
Like that, man. Like, that sucks. And I love Coolio, dude. Like, so probably one of my first favorite rap songs ever was Fantastic Voyage. And so, like, that video.
That's a hot beat on there.
Oh, my God, dude. And that video is so cool, too. Like, Coolio pulls up to the beach with his lowrider, and people are, like, stepping up out of the trunk onto the beach. It's like, where's that trunk? Where does it lead to? But like the party just follows Coolio. That song is amazing. I love 1 2 3 4, something new.
1 2 3 4.
Get your woman on the floor. Gotta get it up, get down. Gotta get up, get down.
Come on.
Damn, like I love that song.
I mean, Gangster's Paradise.
Yeah.
I think of.
He won a Grammy for that one.
I mean, epic song. Everyone loves that song. I mean, I think
the Weird Al parody.
The Weird Al, yeah. I was just thinking Weird Al, and then Keenan and Kel. Remember Keenan and Kel?
Yeah.
Back in the '90s, he did the theme song for that, which was terrific. I watched that today. So yeah, R.I.P. Coolio, legend, great music. Thanks for the entertainment.
Sucks, man. But yeah, R.I.P. Cheers, Coolio.
Yep,
Cheers.
for sure.
Yeah, you know what? We'll give one to Coolio.
Yep, that one's for Coolio.
All right, let's move on to something positive. Art, you want to pronounce this guy's name? I'm fucking with you. It's Albert Pujols. Hit his
Pujols. Pujols.
You will never live that down. We were prepping for that earlier in the week, and you're like, "Who is this?" And I go, "My God, Art really doesn't watch sports.
I don't watch sports.
It's amazing." Hit his 700th home run, becoming the 4th player ever to do it. Kev, do you know the other 3? I'm putting you on the spot.
Oh,
Sammy
man.
Sosa out there?
No.
He's
got 500.
Barry Bonds?
Babe Ruth is 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Barry Bonds?
Barry Bonds is 2.
Man, there's one more.
Oh,
I should know this, man. I mean, I grew up playing baseball.
Braves?
Damn it. What is it, John?
Hank Aaron. I know. Kev's pissed now.
The double H.
So Albert Pujols joins that exclusive club. He's the 4th one. I used to hate Pujols, man, because I grew up a Cubs fan.
You were a Cubs guy, yeah.
And so Pujols used to just terrorize the Cubs. So the Cardinals, tough for me to root for him. But, I mean, a guy as iconic and as seems like good-natured, like a good dude. I mean, you got to give Pujols some love. So Albert Pujols, amazing. Cool milestone. Just pay some love.
You got to give credit when credit's due. I mean,
right.
tremendous baseball player for sure. I mean, I grew up in the Manny Ramirez, David Ortiz. You know, that's kind of Red Sox.
The idiots.
The Red Sox nation.
No, I mean, that's what they call
Oh, yeah,
themselves.
no, they were the idiots for sure. You know, I was kind of a Yankees fan. I was kind of an outcast living in New England. And then, like, when I left New England, I'm like, well, maybe I'm a Red Sox fan now. So I was always kind of a wishy-washy baseball fan. I'm just being honest.
Hey, no, that's fine. And I love your transparency. That's what makes you beautiful. And what will not be transparent over this weekend is probably going to be the clouds and the weather, because it's coming in. We're getting some rain, not too much rain, but Kevin, I feel like you have a more detailed explanation on what's about to happen this weekend.
Yeah, let's talk about the weather a little bit this weekend, guys. I mean, we're looking at about a 40 to 50% chance of rain both Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You know, I think I wouldn't cancel any plans this weekend. Temperature is going to be low to mid 70s, so it's still going to be nice. You know, I wouldn't pack anything up. Maybe consider bringing an umbrella to some of the outdoor events that we got coming your way, but I don't think it's going to be a washout by any stretch of imagination.
Yeah, widely
What the
scattered.
fuck? Where am I?
Widely scattered, and also some scattered as well. So
How long have you been doing local news? That was like perfect.
Yeah, this is Chief Meteorologist Kevin Batstone from Happy Friday. Back to you, John.
I'm in no way ready. Like, what the fuck? I didn't know you were going to go all Kathy Saban on me. I mean, shit.
Yeah. I went a little Kylie Bierce on you there.
Oh, Kylie Bierce. Right.
Yes.
Sorry. We got to give some love to discussion.
Denver.
Yeah. Well, Kathy Saban is also Denver.
And so
okay, see, I don't know this.
Yeah, no, so she's I knew she's an institution.
Well, don't forget Mike
Kylie
Nelson.
Bierce.
Kathy, you killed
Don't forget Mike Nelson. He's a legend.
Mike Nelson is a legend. Yeah. All right, next episode, let's rank our favorite weather people, shall we?
Oh, I'm in.
I gotta
Now
do
you're
some
talking my
research on
shit.
that. I gotta do some research.
I already know mine, but that's okay.
All right, amazing. All right, well, with the colder weather coming, it is now gray sweatpants season. So, GQ, once again, we're back to GQ. I read this article. I did not know this was a phenomenon. And so I'm going to read this. This is from straight up copy from GQ. The time of year for a very specific, very horny delight, gray sweatpants, and the fade outline of the wearer's dick they allow. Okay.
Okay.
So I Google image search gray sweatpants season.
Yes.
You're going to see a lot of outline of dong.
Whoa.
I had no idea that women were into
You didn't
gray
know
sweat.
about this yet.
No, I don't.
You just learned about this?
I don't own any sweatpants, Art.
But, so you just learned about the
Yeah.
impact that gray sweatpants has had on the female populace.
Yeah. Okay. So I know about gray slacks because have you ever seen like the meme of John Hamm and his John's ham?
Okay. Okay.
Like they had to change his wardrobe on Mad Men because it was too distracting.
Interesting.
Because that dude is packing heat.
God bless him. I can't say the same.
More power to John Hamm. But it was reassuring to me because I love it when people are as horned up as I am who are not me.
Yes.
And so learning that it's like, oh, this is a trigger, that's fucking cool. Good for you. Like, more power to you. You knew about this.
Oh, totally. And I've been taking advantage of the sweatpants, the sweatpants pacification of need to put down your own horny. Okay, I couldn't put that together. I tried. No, but seriously, no. The gray sweatpants is a thing. Women love it. I get distracted around men when they're doing it as well. And so when you really want to make an impression on the room, and you just put on some gray bottoms.
Well, we're all wearing gray pants in here, so
That's a good point.
So everyone soak it up. For me, so this struck me by surprise because it's like this is a seemingly mundane fashion choice, right? Something that I like, and this isn't even a horny thing. I just like it. I'm a sucker for a woman pulling a ponytail through a baseball cap.
So simple.
I just like that, man. I think the look is really cool, and it's like understated, and it's like you don't care.
Yeah. I think for me, I mean, any sports attire for me works. I like seeing, you know, a beautiful woman, you know, wearing what used to be a Tom Brady jersey, now Mac Jones. I can go with either one of those. NASCAR apparel, I like that look. But at the end of the day, one of my favorite things is yoga pants.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just incredible. Really, just incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about sculpturing an already beautiful frame. However, my simple thing that I like is a somewhat oversized T-shirt. Works as like almost a dress too, and with with boy shorts, like the boy short like type of panties, or you know, whatever you want to call those.
Culottes.
Yeah, just like, you know, you're waking up, like you got your big shirt on and you're like just getting ready for the day, messy hair. Like I like the no makeup look too. Like, ladies, you already know that less is more when it comes to makeup.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, I look, you guys know how in the bag I am for my wife. She could pretty much be wearing a plastic bag, and I don't care. But I'm also an appreciator. Like, you know, it's fun to shop, and I think as long as you're not creepy about it, and as long as you're not a jerk or like overt, like it's fun to sort of have things like this. So
yeah,
I think there's nothing wrong with that, and that's kind of what Gray Sweatpants season is about.
Yeah, I mean, look, fellas out there, like, you're trying to step up your game. You want to build some confidence up. You just want to do something that's gonna work. Just go get a nice pair of gray sweatpants. And look, if you look, I'm a firm believer of this. I used to get super cheap clothes all the time. You just spend a little bit more money on the clothes that you're getting. They're going to last a lot longer. They're going to feel better on you. Just invest in that.
One of my guiding philosophies is don't step over $1 to pick up a dime.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So you're going to get a lot of value if you just invest in your clothes a little bit instead of buying cheap shit over and over and over again.
Well, I mean, coming from the man who has
the Italian
his own
tie.
name,
A custom tailored suit, yeah.
His own name stitched on the inside of his suit jacket.
Yeah, look
right
at that.
here.
Jonathan Ekstrom.
Yeah.
Custom tailored with that Italian
Solid
tie.
lad. Solid lad. So
I die a little bit every time you say that.
something else that will make people feel good, and you know, this might be part of the dark arts. Unfortunately, it's the truth, but Colorado ranks as like the 4th highest in drinking out of the entire nation, out of all the states, 4th highest. But that's out of a 30-day in the last 30 days, and that's based upon at least one drink within the last 30 days. So I feel like that's kind of a blown up statistic. What is it? It was 61% of adults have had a drink in the last month. Personally, I don't think that that's bad. If you had one drink in the last month, that's not really doing much. So I'm kind of curious, like, what's the percentage on folks that drink like Kevin and I do? Like, we'll put down like 10, 12 beers almost every single evening. Like,
yeah, a little much.
What's going on with that?
A little much. Heavy drinking.
That's
Look,
a fuckload of beer.
this is a party state. I mean, Colorado,
Yeah.
they get down. They like to drink. We got Denver Beer Week coming up, so that, you know, and Oktoberfest, Great
Yeah.
American Beer Festival. John, you're going to be at that. There's a lot of events that promote drinking. Anything in moderation is okay. I don't do it in moderation. We got Sober October coming, but I'm going to tell you this. It's going to be Soberer October. So we're going to get into more deets on that as we get into the October months. But a lot of drinking takes place in this state, John.
Indeed it does. Yeah, more about that next week. Last week I did go down to Oktoberfest. I checked it out. Brought my kids. It was not the ideal environment for that. A lot of drunk 20-somethings down there.
I can see that.
But, so, you know, I don't know what to make of this. So, have had a drink in the last month. So, what was last on this list? Utah? Because it's hard to drink in Utah. Like, it's fundamentally harder to drink in Utah. So, one drink in the last month. Heavy drinking is more than 7 in a week for a woman, more than 14 in a week for a man. That doesn't feel like that high a bar to get over.
It
but
does.
maybe that's saying something about my lifestyle.
And that's heavy drinking.
Well, that's literally, I mean, if you break it down, at 14 beers, because we're all men here, right? 14 beers a week or 14 drinks, however you want to, I mean, for me it'd be beer. That's 2 beers a day. That's not even enough to really even get the motor running yet.
Yeah.
I don't even catch a buzz until the 3rd or 4th at this point.
Minimal.
And look, I'm going to be honest. It's a problem of mine, okay? And this is something I'm going to continue to work on. And if anyone's out there struggling with alcoholism, be honest with yourself. I feel like alcohol is one of the biggest contributing factors to issues within family, deaths on the road. So this is no joke here. And, you know, let's all do our best to be aware of our usage. And that's why I'm admitting this on this episode right now. I know I put too many back too easily, and I need to be upfront honest about that. Hopefully you could do the same with your situation and do our best to improve.
That was beautifully said, Arthur. I'm going to drink to that.
Absolutely.
All right, what the fuck's going on this weekend?
Man, there's some cool stuff coming up, man. There really is. Denver's always a poppin' city. I love all the fun activities that are going on. You know, I'm a racing guy, so I'm going to leave. We got extreme motorcycle racing at the National Western Complex this weekend.
Is this on ice too?
No, it's not on ice. This
So
one.
we don't need to drift?
No, we don't need to drift. Extreme motorcycle racing, if you're into that, I mean, I'd love to get down there. I don't think that's going to happen. Denver Beer Week, we already talked about, right?
Yeah.
Haunted houses are starting to kick off. We got
Nice.
the 13th door. You know, if you want to take your friends out, get a little spooked. Something I'm not really into personally. I don't really feel like being chased by a chainsaw. I mean, they can't legally touch you, right? I mean, they can mess with you a little bit.
They have to have the like blades off of that stuff.
Oh yeah, no, there's no blade on there.
Yeah.
You're just hearing the sound, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
I mean, that's a little dangerous. But yeah, speaking of the National Western Complex, tickets are now on sale for the 117th year. I mean, that's been a Denver tradition for a long, long time.
Dude, I used to work downtown and right on 17th Street. And so they do that parade down 17th with all the cows and everything. And so I used to see that every time. And I love that the cows end up in the Brown Palace. Like, that's just such a cool
They
thing.
go in?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know they went in.
Yeah, they bring cows into the lobby of the
Okay.
Brown Palace. 17th Street for a long time was known as the Wall Street of the West because it had
I didn't know that, John.
the highest collection of banks this side of the Mississippi. So it was the Wall Street of the West for a long time. You march cows down it and you go, you know what? We're kind of paying heed to what Denver is. It's both very upscale, but also cowtown in its heart.
Yeah.
And so stock show, I mean, I love that it's here. 117 years, man.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
That's crazy.
And it's so much fun.
It
Look.
is. Go get yourself a turkey leg.
That's what I was gonna say. When you go down there, you got to get the big fat turkey leg.
Yeah.
And like I said last week, when you eat that turkey, you get bird sleep.
Get that bird hit. Jesus Christ.
Yes. John, there's a show tonight. What's going on tonight?
Okay, Fricashinas tonight at the Marquee. They are playing
Check
with
'em out.
Authority Zero is headlining. Fricashinas are sub-headlining. They're playing with All Waffle Trick and System Restore. I've seen all of these bands before. They're killer. It's at the Marquee Theater. There will be a link to get tickets in the show notes. Once again, the Fricashinas, as you know, we are huge fans. I'm going to be there, so come say hi to me.
Absolutely.
And everybody, you already know that we are brought to you by Mile High Life, and we are so excited to be partnered with this awesome podcast network. And they also do Mile High Sports. I mean, big stuff. So we're so happy to be a part of that. Definitely check out all of our socials. That's Happy Friday Den, D-E-N. Happy Friday Den on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can watch us on YouTube, of course. Listen anywhere podcasts are heard. And if you have any segment ideas to share, even if you want to promote, hit us up. That's happyfridayden@gmail.com.
Happy Friday Denver at gmail.com. Did I write that wrong?
Den is how it was written.
Yeah, it's Happy
Denver.
Friday Denver at gmail.com.
happyfridaydenver@gmail.com. So definitely check that out. And then also, we got all the different podcasts on Mile High Life, like I was mentioning, and that's www.milehighlife.com. Definitely check that out. And come on, baby. Let's go, Fricashinas.
It's Friday, happy Friday. It's Friday, happy Friday. It's Friday, happy Friday. It's Friday, happy Friday. And next up Friday night. Yeah, Friday night's alright. It's Friday, happy Friday. It's Friday, happy Friday. It's Friday, happy Friday. It's Friday, fuck yeah, it's Friday, yeah! Yeah, Friday!